Welcome to my thinking chair. I'm going to be having a lot of thinks and thoughts here. Live from the back garden. You heard it here first. Yo, what's good guys? My name is Amos Bokumbero. I'm a photographer, content and events producer. I also run my YouTube channel called Walk with Amos. Check that out, Walk with Amos on YouTube. Well, I hope you're doing well and enjoying life as much as you can in lockdown. In this video, I'm going to take you through my daily routine as a freelance content producer. I'd also love to share with you guys a few ideas on how I've been staying productive and creative during this lockdown period. And by no means am I perfect. Like yourself, I am human. These ideas are things that I've been experimenting with these last few weeks. I'd just like to share that with you guys. If it resonates with you, then amazing. If it doesn't, I wish you all the best. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. I hope you can gain something from this video. So let's get started. The first thing I'd like to talk about is my daily routine. So as a creative, you and I both know that keeping a structure is very hard. I've always been terrible at getting into routine. I feel like this lockdown has been a blessing in disguise for that. Since I've been getting into a routine and doing things systematically, I've given myself more time to become creative. I like to keep it flexible and I like to enjoy myself as I do it. So my morning routine is probably between 8 and 11 a.m. on a good day. Some days I do slip, as we all do. When it comes to exercise, I love to keep it flexible. Sometimes I go for a jog. I tend to change the route every now and then, so I'm able to explore my community a lot more, and it also benefits me as a photographer because it helps me find new shoot locations. Make sure you exercise. Exercise is so vital for times like this when your mind is just racing, you're inside cooped up, especially when you're being creative. If you're in a rut, exercise is literally the medicine. Obviously make sure when you're outside, keep a safe distance between everybody. Let's stay safe, stay alive, let's win together. When I'm not in the mood to go for a jog, I usually do a few sets of push-ups, sit-ups and stretches. Obviously I've got to keep the gains up somehow, you know. I'm a big fan of dancing, so sometimes I love to just go into my back garden and make sure my floss, my two-step, my dougie, my pop, lock and drop hit are still looking flavoursome for when the parties start. So sometimes, yeah, I love to just go outside and have a little dance session. After I've exercised, I like to have a shower and get myself ready for the day. Once I'm feeling fresh, I love to go and sit outside in my back garden with a lovely cup of tea and some breakfast and read a chapter of my book. Right now I'm reading Osho, Living Dangerously. Fantastic book, highly recommend it. After I've done reading and eating, I like to meditate for about 15 to 30 minutes, depends on how I'm feeling on that day. After my meditation, I get cracking with my day. Every night I try to write at least 3 things that I like to get done the following day. I found through experimenting, having a long to-do list demotivates me to do any of them because having a long list gets me very overwhelmed. And if I don't do 3 things, at least if I get 1 thing done, that is progress. Small progress is better than no progress. So yeah, I like to keep my to-do list to just 3 things. Sometimes my daily routine switches a little bit, done a lot of experimenting. If I've got projects where I need to edit or do things creative, I like to do this better in the evening. I like to edit when everyone else is asleep. I also like to dedicate 1 day to a rest day, so I'm not always constantly working and burning out. I feel like what's really important with this lockdown is the need to always be productive. Obviously it's good to be productive, but balance is also very key. So I feel like if you're not feeling productive on a certain day, just don't force it. Whenever I force anything, I feel like I don't produce the quality of content that I would have done if I just let it be. I love to watch interviews about people who inspire me. That really helps me think of new ideas. It's a form of escapism for me. Nardwar, if you don't know Nardwar, you should check out his interviews. They're absolute genius. I'm not going to say any more, just go watch them. A big thing that I would say is just slow down, re-energize, use this time to reassess yourself. How can I improve myself so when lockdown is over and life becomes a bit more normal, how am I going to be ahead of everyone else in the game? Any advice I'd give on routine is do what works for you. Don't feel like you need to follow the status quo of this perfect routine because there is no perfect routine. What works for you might not work for anyone else. So just find a routine that works for you and that keeps you as productive as possible. Because that is the key goal here, to stay productive. Yeah, I'd say coronavirus has definitely affected my life. Obviously, I haven't been able to work at all because my industries revolve around face-to-face interactions. So obviously that is cancelled. But saying that, I've been able to spend that time where I would have been working, improving on my skills, becoming more efficient, more literate on Premiere Pro and Lightroom. And just been able to organise my files and all of that kind of stuff. Things that I've been things I used to put off, because now I've got the time, I've been using it to do those things I used to put off, which is amazing. Whenever I need to do anything, I switch my phone on, or I put it on airplane mode or don't disturb. I've even gone to the extremes of deleting social media apps like Instagram or Facebook and Snapchat. This just really helps me stay focused, and whenever I go on my phone, it just eliminates the temptation, because it's such a habit now, like where my apps are placed. My thumb just accidentally clicks on Instagram and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just go on it for about 2 seconds, or I'll just see if I've got any new messages, and then boom, I'm there for an hour just scrolling pointlessly. Yeah, eliminate temptation where you can. We've got so much time on our hands right now. It's the perfect time to learn a new skill, learn a new song on the guitar, or learn a new song on the piano. Indulge in new things. Through doing that, I feel like that's where you find new outlets of creativity. Time is our most valuable asset, so make the most of this free time that you've got, because it probably won't come again very soon. Thank you for watching. You're here with Amos Macambero. I am part of the Youth Music Next Gen. I really appreciate your time. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Walk with Amos. Yeah, subscribe, and I might post more videos like this. If you enjoyed this one, let me know. Write in the comments what them things they are. Peace.